a lot of people don't realize? They don't realize that this world is ancient. When I say ancient, I don't 6,000 years Egyptian. Tell me why. Anyway. Now, I don't mean those 6,000 years ancient Egypt. No. I'm talking about I can go here in Houston. I can go to one of these creeks right here on the north side, Cypress Creek. We have one that has a steel bridge crossing it. I can go up on that creek and look at this fucking creek and say this is like it's a million-year-old creek. You understand that? At least. You know what I mean? This is an ancient planet with a whole lot of different life that came before us. Humans are like brand new to the fucking scene. Humans are like nothing. In the geological epoch, scheme of things. We are a very modern addition to the biological landscape, you know what I mean? And granted, with our big brains and invented shit, we've managed to, amplify our kind of imprint on the situation. We pretty much, reshape the surface of the planet in large part to feed, billions of people. Most of which, I'm not even trying to be a dick, I think most people are fucking useless, dude. If I'm just being honest. Entire cities full of just fucking lethargic morons. I'm not trying to be a dick, but yeah. I hate to say it, I think intelligent people invented stuff, made life so easy that idiots could fucking breed at exponentially high rates, while the smart people barely took the time to have one or two kids, it's just been like a century of that. Now we have a huge population. I say we're an overgrown issue, an invasive species that have created an ecological disaster. But no, this planet is ancient, like super ancient. Fossil record goes back billions of years. You know what I mean? There's geological epochs. There's biological epochs. This planet has a crazy old history. There's a guy that had a piece of gold, and he was explaining how that gold, he said it came from like cosmic collision. Some people theorize that there was a star in the place where the sun is right now that was a crucible for all these heavy metals that we have on planet Earth. Because that's the only place a lot of it can be made, is in the crucible of a star. So there was a star where the sun is now that, with all of its fission, nuclear fission, created all these heavy elements, exploded, went back into an accretion disk, and created this current solar system, including the sun. And so that's a secondary star. It's a secondary star system, and that's the reason we have heavy elements, which has allowed life. We couldn't live without various minerals and elements. It has allowed us the heavy metals, this and that, to create vehicles, technology, like my phone, whatever. It's like, if it wasn't for that astrological history, we could not have what we have today. You understand that? It's like, this is an extremely, extremely ancient planet. I just feel like people miss that, people are so caught up in this modern scheme of things, like literally from like one year to the next, like people's attention completely shifts, and it's like this little, it's like, do you understand the actual setting of our existence? Like, we are like a lone planet straggling in some random edge of the Milky Way galaxy that probably got lucky as fuck to even be here, and it's, there's been some catastrophic things that have happened on planet Earth. There's been biological mass extinction events, biological bottlenecking events where fucking 90% of the population of life disappears and like only a little portion survives, and that's how we exist because the dinosaurs were wiped out and then little mammals fucking took over. Like, there's actually a guy, what's his name? I forget, but he has a lecture that he does. He wrote a book called A Series of Fortunate Events instead of Unfortunate Events. And he kind of just explains all of these like astronomically unlikely things that had to occur for us to be here. And it's like, that's the reality of it, dude. Even the fucking moon. The moon's fucking ancient, bro. You understand how long that bitch has been hanging there? Fucking every fucking person that ever existed has seen that bitch. You know? Like, and that's just the people. Every fucking dinosaur, rodent, anything before has seen that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, anything, any life on planet Earth with eyes to see has seen that fucking moon. Same fucking rock just hanging there, you know? Like, every fucking thing. I was gonna talk about the fucking gold. The guy with the piece of gold is like, yeah, this is like immutable because gold it doesn't tarnish. It's just the, you know, the characteristics of its composition just it stays untarnished. They said the same piece of gold, you know, could be floating around the freaking galaxy for billions of years, and unless some like nuclear explosion destroys it, it's still gonna be gold, intact gold. It's like that element, that metal, there's a piece of fucking ancient cosmic material. You understand that? That's what this planet is. That's what we are made of. We're just like this current organizational structure of this cosmic material. You know, we're living carbon biological systems. You know, fucking. I don't know. To me, it's just fucking like, you know, you gotta see the bigger picture, man. Everybody's so caught up with like the current drama of this and that. Like, dude, consider the greater setting of our existence for like 5 fucking seconds. Slow the fuck down. Understand this shit is practically a fucking miracle, dude. Like, I think we really need to appreciate it. You know, take our heads out of our fucking asses and quit just like rushing into the future without like a real consideration of like the blessing that this is, you know? Like, people get so caught up in drama and pissy about this and that and the immediate fucking thing that pissed you off. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up for 5 seconds. Understand it's a fucking cosmic miracle that we're even fucking here. You understand that? Get some perspective, you know? And shut the fuck up and understand, like, that shit don't matter. You're fucking living. Thanks to a fucking series of fortunate events, you know, billions and billions of years of fucking cosmic coincidence or luck, whatever you want to call it. This is an ancient fucking planet. 6,000 years to ancient Egypt is nothing, bro. We're talking like 6 billion years, you know, before fucking Earth was even a fucking planet that was formed. Like I said, there was a star before the sun, you know? I'm just saying, man, y'all gotta understand the real context of that. You know, take your heads out of your asses and, you know, you're taking yourself serious. I mean, if you have that perspective, I think it helps so much to like not take your little drama so seriously, you know. It kind of puts it in its right place, you know. It's like, you got little issues you're dealing with currently with your boyfriend, I don't know what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, get the fuck over it. Just appreciate that you're fucking living, you know. Like, it's a fucking cosmic miracle, bro. And I just think people need that perspective. And I just like going, like, I'll go to the fucking creek. I was just there the other day, so I thought of it. Walking over this bridge made of iron. That fucking iron's ancient. You know, iron is, that's something that's created right before supernova, you know, Stargate supernova. It all kind of collapses into iron core, from what I understand. Go look it up. And so that fucking iron came from probably the guts of the star that was where the sun is, you know, now. You know, the fucking primary, the first star that was there. And now we're building a fucking bridge that goes over an ancient fucking multiple million-year-old creek, you know, here in my fucking hometown. And then there's all these people, all these neighborhoods that have sprung up within the last like 20 years. And everybody thinks that's the fucking situation. No, dude, we're on ancient fucking Earth, bro. We are ancient biology, just like the fucking trees, the fucking birds of dinosaurs. You understand that? We're part of that ancient lineage of biology on planet Earth. The fucking creek. You can just look at a creek and understand how long it took, like, especially that Grand Canyon. Like, that shit took a long time to carve the way it has. It's like multiple millions of years. That's ancient geology. You understand it? This is an extremely ancient planet, and you can see it. You can see the work that has been done over eons. And I just like to recognize that. I'm like, damn, here we are, the latest situation. It's like, there's a lot of shit that came before us that allowed us to even be here. And it's like, y'all need to get your heads out of your asses thinking your little fucking dumbass drama is everything. It's not. It's like y'all are goofy as fuck thinking that shit. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're like starving and your situation's critical, yeah, you gotta take care of yourself. But like, be realistic. Like, half the time it's not even as critical as people make it out to be. It's like, here we are. I just think people need to appreciate more. And I think if people do that, well, it kind of is just a good perspective to have, just to give ourselves direction, understand where we came from, the greater setting to really, build upon it. I'm just saying. I just think it's something people need to think about more. Because as far as I can tell, there's so many people, I hate to say it, like I said, a lot of people are very smart, a lot of dummies outbred the smart people, but whatever. But I still think a lot of people have the capacity to consider these things, and I think a lot more people need to, just for the sake of putting it all in its proper position, giving a proper context to kind of give everything its proper weight, A lot of people, they overvalue little drama. That doesn't even matter, bro. There's a way bigger picture going on. The whole planet could be wiped out in the future if we don't handle this shit, you know what I mean? So what's all your effort for if it's just gonna be wiped away? You gotta think about bigger picture type stuff, man. And I appreciate the people that do. Like Elon, he wants to go to Mars, create a secondary colony to make sure, man, give ourselves a higher chance of survival as a species. So he's thinking, I think we need to think about stuff like that. And I think there's a handful of people that are, there's like underground bunkers and stuff. So, I'm telling you, I just think more people need to consider the bigger picture. And I think overall, that would be good for civilization. So, there you go. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. God bless. I got things to do. I don't know how much space I got, so I'm like running it close to my estimation on how much space I got, so I'm gonna cut it at that. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Much love. Just something to consider. I'm out. God bless.